friends, welcome back to another health and fitness video. Today we're gonna talk about the number one exercise to losing belly fat. Let's face it, belly fat is really easy to gain and is super hard to lose. This can seem as if no matter what type of exercise you do or how much hard work you put in by eating healthy, nothing is happening. Sometimes you might think the only option is surgery, and it is true that there is currently no proven method of being able to get rid of all those fats on the spot. However, there is a secret exercise that is incredibly underutilized yet but powerfully effective when it comes to losing belly fat, and we are here to share it with you right now. We will tell you this secret and teach you how you can start using it right away, so stay tuned. So first, let's talk about why a lot of people have a hard time losing belly fat. This was actually brought to attention in books as early as 1997 by Dr. Butchart, and he discovered that some people lose fat in certain parts of their body way quicker than others. He also found that it is largely determined by genetics. Some people seem to be less inclined to store fat around their abdomen, but most individuals' bodies tend to prioritize abdominal fat loss less. Now, you might think that having your genetics up against you is a big problem if you want to have a slimmer abdomen, but don't fret because there is a solution. As long as you create a calorie deficit and continue to burn more calories than you consume every day, you would eventually lose fat, and if you do this religiously, you will lose all those excess fat from the other areas of your body, even if your genetics say otherwise. Although your diet should be your main way of creating a calorie deficit, you should also try to add in exercise to help speed up the results and to ensure that you're continuing to lose fat even as your metabolism slows down. Now, of course, you know how to burn more calories and shred belly fat faster by doing things like running or cycling or even hitting the gym. These kinds of cardio workouts are a great way to burn off belly fat over time. For example, a regularly updated database that outlines the calorie burn for different exercises showed that based on what's known as a compendium for physical activities, a 170-pound person who was running at a pace of 6 miles per hour can expect to burn roughly an additional 12 calories per minute compared to if they're just sitting around. This means that 30 minutes of running would lead to a net total of about 360 calories burned. You should do this 3 times a week, and that will lead to an additional 56 to 160 calories burned. Imagine that! In 1958, researcher Wisnowski found that losing a pound of fat requires 3,500 calories more than you consume. Then this would amount to an additional 16 pounds of fat loss per year. Sounds great, right? Well, here's the ugly truth. The majority of people can't actually stick with doing cardio workouts long enough to experience fat loss to get rid of all those stubborn areas. Several studies where subjects are assigned to cardio sessions to do dropout rates tend to be on average around 20%. And it's not because these methods don't work, it's just because it's hard for some people to continue. In fact, it is easy to think that these intense cardio sessions are the key to burn off stubborn fat. The only challenge here is that they're absolutely brutal. They require a lot of willpower because you would expect to be sore and it would really take a toll on your energy, and sometimes you might even dread doing them. There will come a time when you get 6 packs because of burning all those calories, but you get tired of it because believe us when we say it gets harder every time. Don't get the wrong idea though, these forms of intense cardio, they do definitely work, and some people have no problem sticking to them, and you can still do them maybe twice or thrice a week if you're persistent, but if you do not want to rely on them as your main form of cardio to lose fat, then don't, because you need something that you can stick to for life. So what's the solution? It's the easiest to maintain, the lowest stress, the lowest fatigue, most versatile form of cardio. Walking. Now you might be thinking, how is that true? Walking doesn't burn many calories and there is no way I can just walk my way into getting a 6-pack. Well, what if we told you that a 2021 meta-analysis entitled Slow and Steady or Hard and Fast has helped us understand the trick behind it. The researchers of this study analyzed 54 other studies to determine the effect that different types of cardio had on fat loss. They concluded that some forms of cardio like HIIT or running did not actually provide any superior fat loss effect when compared to longer yet less intense forms of cardio such as, you guessed it, Walking. This absolutely makes sense. It's a simple numbers game and your body does not care whether you burn calories from intense workouts or from plain walking. The key is to do it consistently over time. If you crunch the numbers, you'd be able to find that the calories burned from simply walking can contribute huge to your fat loss journey. Now, using the same exercise database we looked at earlier, let's say we have a 170-pound individual walking at a casual 3 miles per hour. He or she can expect to burn an additional 3.4 calories per minute and roughly 200 calories per hour. If you add an extra hour of walking per week, then it would amount to 600 additional calories burned per week for the whole year. If we do a little math, that's an additional 31,200 calories burned, which would amount to about 9 pounds of fat loss. They found that people who simply added in 2.5 hours of brisk walking per week experience an additional 3.5 pounds of fat loss over the course of 12 weeks. Now, you might think that walking hours per week may seem overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be all at once. In this video, we are going to look at how you can incorporate this into your lifestyle to make it easier for your schedule. But first, let us compare the difference between walking and the running routine. Again, the running routine would, of course, burn more calories, but be honest with yourself. Would you really be able to keep it up for, let's say, a whole year? If you're like most people who start strong and quit after about 2 months, then it's not going to be enough to see that belly fat loss. This is why walking is now considered the #1 exercise to lose belly fat, and is why it is a great way to get lean and stay lean for a long time. It is efficient and easy to stick with continuously. Now that you know the secret, let's get into how you can easily start applying it to lose fat. The first step is to track how many steps you're currently taking per day on average. You can use a phone app to make this easier. If you already know this, then great! Make sure to comment down below how many steps you take on average. Some of you, however, might be surprised with how few steps you're taking, but don't take it negatively because it just means that you have a big opportunity to change that. We wouldn't recommend trying to, let's say, take 10,000 steps right away. You can do this gradually. Start by setting a realistic goal, maybe only 2,000 steps a day, given that the average individual takes about 1,200 steps during 10 minutes of walking. So all you have to do is take 2 10-minute walks into your day for this to be a success. Once you're settled and consistent with that, then try bumping it up by another 2,000 steps and continue doing this with a goal of consistently getting at least 8,000 steps or even up to 15,000 steps per day. This is actually the range that provides the greatest fat loss and health benefits. Another tip to make this fit your lifestyle is, if you've got work or are always outside, then take the parking spot farthest away from the entrance so you can simply walk an extra feet or so. You can also take the stairs instead of an elevator whenever possible. If you get tired easily, listen to podcasts while you're on it so you get distracted. Remember that it's all in your head. Your body can do this. For those who are busy in the office all day, a 5-minute walk taken during lunch breaks could do, and studies found that over the course of the year, it would amount to over 9 pounds of additional fat loss. During weekends, you can try to step up your game and increase that step count. These little things contribute a lot to your goals, so do not forget them. You'll be surprised with just how much they can increase your step count, and even more surprised once you notice that fat slowly coming off. With everything said, it is important to know that walking as a form of fat loss exercise is better combined with a proper diet. You already know this. You can speed up the process by walking and eating healthy. Well, that's it for today. We hope you liked the video. If you did and you learned anything, please hit the like and subscribe button. Turn on the bell notification as well to get updated when we post new videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.